Welcome to Midnights with the Lizard Wizard, a podcast where Yael Midnight and I, Noel Midnight, listen through the entire King Gizzard discography from start to finish. This week, we're listening to the band's fourth studio LP, Oddments. Theme music recorded by Beautiful Trainwreck. And we're back. Yael, this week we got to listen to Oddments by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
We sure did.
Do I dare to ask you, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs were all right.
Thumbs were all right. Like, okay, so
Like Thumbs, the song by Lucy Dacus. Actually, it's better than all right.
By who?
Lucy Dacus? Is she not the one that did
No,
Thumbs?
you said Lukey Dacus.
I did not.
You definitely.
There is no way I said
The
Lukey.
podcast will show.
Thumbs by Lucy Dacus? Yeah, that's a good song.
Oh, it's a great song.
It's actually a really great song.
The Song Exploder episode about that song is so good.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
It's so good.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
But yeah, I
Listen to that?
listened to that probably.
Listen to that.
Yeah, I don't think they filmed that one.
No.
I thought that this record was my entire notes. In my notes I have a section for overall thoughts.
Sure.
My entire notes under overall simply read, "This does not cohere."
No, it doesn't cohere, and it's not really supposed to cohere, is it?
I guess not.
Like,
No?
It is called Oddments.
Yeah, I recognize that this is a record of like bits and pieces and,
But this
things
is
and-
not what we've come to expect from King Gizzard. It's not what we're told to expect from King Gizzard. It's not an album that is an album.
No, it's a collection of songs.
Yeah. And
It's almost like a compilation. Like it should have been released under, I don't know, Bootleg Gizzard instead of King Gizzard.
The first time I listened to this, I was not happy. I was not having a good time. I have a habit that I enjoy of listening to each record for the first time pretty much immediately after we finish recording the episode for the last record. So right off of the high of recording the episode about Float Along, Fill Your Lungs, which I still think is our best recording to date, our best episode to date, I listened to Oddments, and boy, it was a fucking letdown.
Did you feel that it was a letdown all the way through your first listen, or was there a point during the listen where you went, okay, I see the merit here?
No, it was bad the whole way through, and the worst part of that is that even on subsequent listens, I think that the first half of Oddments is better than the second half of Oddments. And so it just kind of got worse as things went on, and we'll get to my thoughts on the individual tracks. But I will say,
yeah,
I got to come back to this. My first listen, I was really disappointed, but over subsequent listens, some of these songs kind of got their hooks in me.
Yeah.
And now I would say it's a disappointing album, but if some of these songs come up on shuffle, really all but maybe a couple of them, if they come up on shuffle, I'll groove along.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought too. Like I came into it knowing it wasn't going to go here as a record.
Right. I mean, we were well aware of that going in.
Right. And so when I listened to it, I kind of came in with that expectation. And so once I got through the whole record for the first time, my thought was, I guess some of these work as singles.
Right. Although weirdly, there was only one single from this record.
Was there only one, or
there was only one? They released 2 music videos, but only one single, and that was Vegemite.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that Hot Wax got its own video too, so I just assumed that was the second single.
Right, and we'll talk about these music videos when we get to their tracks, but yeah, only one single, which is weird because it really is an album of singles, or at the very least, you could say it's an album of B-sides.
It's an album of songs.
It's an album of songs.
More than anything, it's an album of songs. And I think we should start by talking about the very first song, Aluda Majaka?
Aluda Majaka, Aluda Mayaka. I don't know. I don't speak Telugu.
Yeah.
And this is almost certainly a Telugu name. And in retrospect, I probably should have Googled what Aluda Majaka meant.
So it's the name of a Telugu movie.
Right. So it is the name of a Tollywood movie, a film from the Telugu language in India, in eastern India. and I just didn't think to look at what the film's name means or translates to. So in Aluda Majaka, we open up with like the sounds of a party, like an Indian wedding is what I'm gathering based on having seen the footage that they are sampling from of this film. Although before I knew it was a wedding and from this film, when the first time I heard it, the vibes that I was thinking about were just sort of like what you see in stereotypical movies as like just a Middle Eastern bazaar.
That was
like
my thought too. Was it felt like a
scene.
market to me,
Like
just based on the very, very minimal cultural knowledge that I have.
Right, but in retrospect, yeah, this is Indian music, and it looks like it's from a wedding, and then we get some synth-driven rock. Stu commented in the liner notes for Oddments that this was just a way to test out a new synthesizer. And I appreciate that, but also, like, okay, make a song that you're happy with and then release it to us.
Yeah. Because this is a bit of a nothing burger of a song.
There are no lyrics. It's an instrumental entirely sandwiched between two samples from this movie.
Yep.
And that's kind of it. It's not bad to have on in the background, and in between the samples, like, it's a vibe.
It does not set the tone for the record.
No, and the samples, the Tollywood samples on the way in and out of the song do not match with the song or what's coming next. They just sort of feel like they're there, and that is kind of emblematic of the whole record.
Yeah, I thought the Aluda Majaka was a lot of fun little ideas strung together.
Yeah.
To make something that
so it was
as a whole doesn't quite cohere.
It was Oddments. It's Oddments in a nutshell. If you want one song that tells you what Oddments is, you may as well listen to Aluda Majaka.
I think it's safe to say that this is the theme song for Oddments.
I think it's fair to say that this is the theme song for Oddments.
So let's talk about Stressin'.
All right. We got a Joey song.
It's a Joey song.
We got Joey Walker, guitarist, and he's singing a song about stress. And you know what? I like this one.
It's got some really nice falsetto in it.
And Noel has been singing this song over and over for the last 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, like it's definitely the earworm of the album for me.
And you know what? Where I want to hear this song? You know what I think would be appropriate for this song?
Sure.
I want to hear this song with a video in the background of an anime girl petting a cat while doing homework.
Really? You think it has lo-fi beats to study to vibes?
I think it has lo-fi beats to study to vibes.
Well, it definitely has the lo-fi thing going.
It's got it's lo-fi jazzy kind of background.
It has this really cool solo towards the end of the song that's just like super spacey and like kind of vibey. And I like that. It's really fun. It pans back and forth in your ears so you feel like you're in space.
I liked this one a lot more on my fourth listen of the album than I did on the first time.
So true, though.
And I could say that, probably for half of the tracks on this record, that by the fourth listen, I kind of enjoyed them.
Yeah.
It did take me 3 to 4 listens for most of the songs that I wound up liking to like them.
Yes, with the exception of one song, but we'll get there.
I mean, there are songs I still don't like after my fourth listen.
God, I hope you like my favorite song from this record. That would be devastating if you didn't.
I have no idea. I've got some guesses, and I'm a little worried.
Oh God. Well, we can move along to the third and
No. I've got one more thing about Stressin'.
Please.
Did you notice in the lyrics that the singer is referring to their partner?
Yes.
And that partner uses the pronoun he?
I did not notice that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yes.
The partner of the singer of this song is a he. So, Joey, you got something to tell us, buddy? You got something to tell us? Because, I know you're not Ambi. And we were talking last week.
Do we know the
Ambi.
sexuality of any of the members of this band?
Yeah, they're all straight.
Are they?
They are.
Oh, okay.
Most of them are married. I don't really understand how their marriages work with that much time on the road. Now, if one of them is by...
On the lyrics sheet, it says, she told me stressing is an instinct. Is it possible you misheard it?
It is certainly possible I misheard it, or it's possible that Apple Music got it wrong. I didn't note down why I noted that down, but I was pretty sure I heard he. I could be wrong. And it's certainly possible also that some of these guys are bi. It's possible that one of them is just
Listen,
gay and I
we're
didn't
just
notice,
trying...
but I'm pretty sure that they're all straight.
We're trying desperately to bring even a hint of queerness into this show.
And
you gotta come along on the ride with us.
And it really helped that last week we got I'm Not a Man If I Don't Have a Woman.
Right.
And we got Twinkie Little Ambi. But I might be pushing it a little too far with stress in here. I might be trying a little hard.
I will say I have a little bit more about Twinkie Ambi later on, but we can get there.
I'm so excited. All right.
But yeah, no, Stressin' I thought was a lot of fun. It's always good to see Joey taking the reins.
It is. And you know what, Joey? I appreciate your songwriting for the most part. And I appreciate Noel now having a new way to tell me about how stressed he is.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm definitely going to walk around the house singing, I'm stressing.
Gonna? You have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right. I think it's probably time for...
Vegemite.
All right, what do you think about Vegemite?
I love my Vegemite.
Do you love Vegemite?
I don't think I've ever had Vegemite. I've had Marmite. I've had a lot of Marmite.
In fact, I think we have some Marmite in the cupboard.
We certainly do. I really like Marmite. I don't think I've ever had Vegemite. I don't know if I've ever seen Vegemite in the States.
Yeah, so we are in the States. We are in the Pacific Northwest, and you just really don't find these yeast spreads out here. There is one store downtown where we live that sells crumpets with Marmite. So that's the only time I've ever even had something resembling Vegemite. Whereas, because I've never touched the Marmite we have in the cupboard, I have had a Marmite crumpet, and I thought it was fine. I expected to either love it or hate it, but it was just kind of fine, and I would have one again, except for the fact that they've got better things on the menu.
See, what you got to do is you got to get a whole scoop full of Marmite and just pop that right in your mouth.
No, I don't think I'm going to be doing that.
No, what you do is you get a whole scoop full of Marmite and you put it in a cup and then you microwave it.
I think that's too strong and too black as night.
You get your Marmite tea.
I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I think that's going to be too strong and too black as night.
Yeah. So I like the song. It's very wobbly and uneven, but like in a fun way.
Yeah,
not in an accidental like, oh, we don't know what we're doing way, but like it's fun. It's intentional. It's uneven, and it's kind of like.
It's a gag song. It's a silly gag song. It was designed as a silly gag song, and you know what? I'll take it over Footy Footy.
It's their second novelty song that we've heard,
and it's better than the first one.
And it is better than the first one, although the first one does seem to have a lot of room in people's hearts.
Footy Footy
people
has some
love
support.
Footy Footy.
Yeah, the band refuses to play Vegemite anymore.
I mean,
it's very clear that they do not like the song.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them at all.
Like during an interview with Tim Heidecker, Joey commented that it was a weak attempt at trying to get a sync on an ad, which I mean,
yeah, it's a weak attempt.
It's just this super, I don't want to call it cynical, but it's just like this big ploy to get advertising dollars. And sure, that's great. Go get your bag, besties.
And you know what, Stu? If you're going to have toast with avocado every morning, you're never going to be able to afford a home.
It's so true. Stu, you're canceled.
It's a little earwormy. I'll give it that.
It's a little earworming. I like the earworms. It's certainly an appetizing song. I find myself wanting to eat breakfast after hearing it. You
always want to eat breakfast. Noel, you do not need a song to make you want to eat breakfast. You know what we just did right before we started recording this episode? We ate breakfast.
Yeah, but we can be forgiven for that, given that it is currently 10 o'clock in the morning.
All right, fair. I guess that would be a more meaningful statement if it was at 4 p.m.
It would be.
But also, you would eat breakfast at 4 p.m.
Yeah, of course I would. I would eat breakfast at any time of day.
I know. You're a breakfast enjoyer.
I would exclusively eat breakfast if I thought I could get away with it.
Unfortunately, you married somebody who, when she goes to brunch, gets all the lunch food.
Yeah. Stu commented on the song that it was recorded in Anglesey on his parents' out of tune but exactly a half step down piano.
Which is kind of remarkable. I mean, did the piano tuner fuck up? Or did everything happen to go out of tune exactly uniformly? Because
I think it's that.
That's not how pianos work. That's not possible. How does that happen?
But if you listen to the recording, it is a bit uneven. It's not perfectly in tune with itself.
Yeah, I'm saying
it's a little fucked.
Stu, I'm not sure that you're right.
I would say it is out of tune, but kind of, sort of, a half step down. Not exactly.
Tune your goddamn piano, Mr. and Mrs. Mackenzie.
Yeah, you're canceled.
You're canceled.
There is an actual music video for this song. It's done in the style of The Annoying Orange, and I pray to God you know what that is because I don't want to describe it.
So we have just like Stu's face in a piece of toast with Marmite on it.
But not
Marmite, Vegemite.
Not Stu's face though.
Just his
Stu's
eyes and mouth.
Eyes, mouth, and nose? I think just eyes and mouth.
I think just eyes and mouth. I mean, that would be the Annoying Orange style.
Yeah, it's super annoying. It's not fun. It's
very of its era.
It's so of its era. But it's a good video.
Yeah, it's all right. It's the second best music video on this album.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think this is the second best music. Yeah.
So, Noel, what would Vegemite sound like if Weird Al covered it?
Probably almost identical.
Right. It's already a silly song about food made by people who are joking about the fact that they're singing a song about food.
You would just trade the out-of-tune piano for an accordion and really...
I do kind of want to see Weird Al do Vegemite.
I think that would be fun. I think it would be in the spirit of Al.
Yeah.
I think that... Yes, for once, let's bring in Al. Let's let him do his thing.
I think that we could get a Weird Al cover of Vegemite that would make sense. It would feel right.
It would be good enough that you could get Stu to perform it again willingly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you get to bring Weird Al out on stage. Everybody cheers. Everybody screams. Right. It's a good time.
And then you have him do some cover of one of their jam songs from one of their later records that I don't know yet and have it be absolutely ridiculous. But you know what? I don't know if Stu's done accordion yet as part of his one new instrument a year.
I could hear Weird Al going, pill, 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 pill.
Oh, putting Weird Al on what is, on the studio version, a 16-minute track would be very fun.
Has King Gizzard ever done something with a featured musician? Not like a guest musician in the studio, but like someone with a featured credit?
I don't know. I mean, they have only had a couple of other artists perform on their records, and we're going to get to that later in Oddments. I know that one of their albums, I think it's Sketches of Brunswick East, has the entire record brings on somebody else.
That's right. They have the Tropical Fuckstorm record, don't they? Oh, wait, is it not Tropical Fuckstorm that they collaborated with? Who was that? Rainbow Kitten Surprise?
No, it's one artist. It's a woman's name who I cannot recall. And of course, obviously on Eyes Like the Sky, they had Broderick Smith.
Right, which I guess counts as a featured artist, yeah.
I guess counts as a featured artist. I mean, Broderick Smith is not part of the band in full.
Murder of the Universe is with Leia Senor.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Sketches of Brunswick East is with Mild High Club.
Okay, so I was confusing those two. Because it was Leia Senor that I was thinking of. And obviously I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that even close to correctly. So my apologies to you.
And Satanic Slumber Party is with Tropical Fuckstorm.
That's right. So they do
have stuff with other featured artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there are not that many other artists that have played on a studio album with King Gizzard.
Right. So,
certainly not given the length of their discography.
Yeah.
Anything else you got to say about Vegemite?
Not really. I think we can move on to It's Got Old.
This was my standout of the album.
That does not surprise me. This is, I did some reading on Reddit.
Oh? And what does Reddit have to tell you other than how to lose a ton of money on the market?
So as I was As I was reading about the song, it was talking about how it kind of starts off slow, but you really just got to hodl until it really picks up.
Oh my God, you found a way to tie that in. You found a way to make a joke out of my bullshit. Oh. Folks at home, you can see why I married her.
But no, Reddit was saying that this is like maybe King Gizzard's best song. Like,
really, Reddit?
A lot of people on Reddit called this their favorite song by King Gizzard. It seemed like a lot of people may have played it at their weddings.
Really?
Reddit really, really likes this song.
I like this song. I would not say I really, really like this song. I would not say it's my favorite thing I've heard from King Gizzard, even at the stage where Oddments is the most recent thing we've heard. It's good. It is not great.
It's good.
No, it's pretty good.
I was gonna say it's pretty good, but now you've just said that, and like,
and now you need to figure out something else to say,
because
you need to make
no,
because you need to make a good podcast.
I was going to say pretty good positive affect, whereas you just said pretty good negative affect.
No. I think it's pretty good positive affect.
You do?
I do.
Okay, yeah, because I think it's pretty good. I
just don't think it's great.
I think it's this really fun Beatlesy track. It's sweet. It's short. It's to the point. It doesn't really waste any time.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was originally intended for 12 Bar Brews, and I think it would have been a great track on 12 Bar Brews in the form it ended up. It would have been
out of place on 12 Bar Brews.
A little bit. It was also then intended for Float Along, Fill Your Lungs, and it would have also been a little out of place there. But it also, I think, would have been a little bit weaker on Float Along, Fill Your Lungs compared to what we got. But it's a standout track on Oddments. I think that it wound up. It makes sense to me why it was cut from the first two records.
Sure.
And I'm not upset that we get to hear it.
Sure.
Even though I think that Oddments itself is just weird.
So I guess we found a video of this being performed at like a house show or something.
It was a hotel.
It was a hotel.
I think that one was a hotel.
In 2012. And I really liked that video. I thought that really worked as a solo performance.
Yeah, it was just Stu. So we had the guitar, but we didn't have any of Ambi's harmonica. And there's a lot of Ambi harmonica in this performance, which I really like. Not in the live performance that Noel's talking about, in the studio version. And Ambi's harmonica does a lot for why I like it. We've got Stu's flute in the studio version, which I know is his next big instrument a year after he learned the sitar during the float along process. But this early performance at the hotel doesn't have flute. It doesn't have harmonica. It's just Stu and a guitar. And it works, but I'm glad they added the harmonica and the flute. I think it's a better track that way. And if it took until the Oddments recording process to add that in, since that seems to be a late addition compared to the song that they were workshopping for the earlier albums or before they were even working on them for albums, I'm glad it took that long for them to put it together.
I would agree with that, but I think it works so well in that acoustic pared down setting.
I agree. It just wouldn't have fit on any of the albums.
If I went to an acoustic show, I would want to hear this song.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And I am not going to be upset to revisit It's Got Old.
True. How about Work This Time? Which is another Joey song.
Work This Time is another Joey song. And I have teased in this show before that Work This Time is the former Spotify #1 track from King Gizzard.
And you want to know why?
I do know why, but go ahead and tell us.
Because it feels like a Sufjan Stevens song, and Sufjan's the fucking goat.
All right, so do you really want to know why? I'll give you the real reason.
Sure.
Because it sounds like a Sufjan Stevens song.
Da, 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 da.
No. So it turns out that at one point Spotify created a playlist of modern psychedelia and included Work This Time on that playlist.
Okay.
And so tons of people heard this song just as part of that pre-made Spotify playlist, and it really juiced the numbers many years after the release of Oddments, and they kind of took the song out of retirement with tours after that happened, and people really loved that song. So I am excited to see what they do with that on some of the later live albums. But it does kind of seem like this was treated as kind of a nothing burger of a song for many years until that happened, which I find fascinating. Obviously, we are doing King Gizzard in a very different way from just stumbling across one song of theirs on a playlist. But that is how their single most played song from Spotify was found. So I'm guessing that this is not their most played song on Apple Music.
Probably not.
I am very
really know how to
curious.
check that.
I don't know if there's a way for us to check that. I'd be very curious to see what is their most played song on these other streaming services, especially now that Spotify no longer carries their music.
The first song that pops up on Apple Music is Gila Monster from Petrodraconic.
Cool. That does not surprise me very much. I know that people love Petrodraconic Apocalypse, but we obviously have not heard it yet. So what did you think about Work This Time?
I think it's the best song on the record.
Okay.
Easily.
I don't think it's easy. I get it, though.
I think it's easily the best song on the record and maybe the best song of theirs that we've heard yet.
Oh, I strongly disagree with that.
This is better than the Godman's Goat Lust.
I will say this is the best Joey song I've heard so far.
Sure, but that's going to be upended in what, one track?
No, not at all. My problem with this, I have one big problem with Work This Time, and it's a big problem. I think it goes on too long.
Oh, fuck off.
I think it's slow and it's plotting, and I enjoyed it being a slow jam for half of the song, maybe even 2/3 of the song, but then it didn't build at all.
It's not supposed to build at all.
But it didn't do anything interesting.
It doesn't have to.
It did because I got bored.
No, it's a song that lives in its lyrics.
I got bored of it.
It's a song that lives in its lyrics, and the lyrics are so important.
You're the one saying this.
Like, it's a song about a failing relationship.
You're saying it's a relationship that went on too long, just like the song.
Not necessarily. That's not why all relationships fail.
No, but by the time it's failing, you're staying in it, it's going on too long. Just let me make my joke.
Sure. No, I really like it. There's some lyrics in the song that I really, really like in the pre-chorus where he sings, "Do I have to shake you, babe, until you're blind?" Like, it's clearly referencing shaken baby syndrome and how that can cause developmental problems in people. But like, this is someone who's trying to get an idea through his partner's head and can't do it.
I don't think that it's referencing shaken baby syndrome.
I think it's definitely referencing shaken baby syndrome.
I don't think it is.
Okay, well, that's fine. I saw one person on Reddit who thought that maybe it was alluding to masturbating, but I don't.
I think it's just referring to shaking somebody really hard because you want them to see your point. I mean, that's its own trope. That's its own thing. That's its own thing that we see in TV and movies that has absolutely nothing to do with shaken baby syndrome or masturbation. It's
okay,
just
fine. You're right. I'll hand it
thing.
to you. I'll hand this one to you. You can have this one.
Okay, I'll have this one. It's a good song. I don't think it's far and away the best thing on the album or that it's the best thing they've ever done. It just goes on too long.
I think the way that it ends is so important. Like, it ends with the lyric, "I know I'm lazy, but baby, I will work this time." Which is such a great plea. It really puts you in the narrator's head as to where he's at and what he's trying to accomplish. And it makes me so happy to see like this level of like frantic desperation just clawing its way out.
Yeah, it's a good lyric and it's performed well. I just wish they had performed it 30 seconds earlier.
Yeah, you're wrong, but that's okay.
That's okay. I'm wrong a lot of the time. It's a good song. It is one of the best songs on the album. You said earlier that you were afraid I was going to hate the song that you liked most. I don't. I don't hate it. I like it. It's just not my favorite on the record. I think it's very good. Just a little too long.
Okay. Whatever. It's fine. I'm not mad at you.
Good. Nor should you be. There's nothing to be mad at me about.
Oh, I want to be, because you're supposed to love the thing that I love unabashedly.
I love many things about you. Just so many of them.
So last week, we listened to a interview and live video from the TV show ABABCD.
That's right. We listened to performances of songs from Float Along, Fill Your Lungs,
And
from Eyes Like the Sky.
yeah,
Performed on the music television show from Australia, ABABCD. And that show had a theme song.
it sure did. And in that clip that we watched, we heard the theme song. And now we have context for what that theme song was, which is it's a Joey song. And it's not a normal Joey song, because so far the normal Joey songs have been written by Joey Walker and Stu McKenzie.
And they tend to have pretty decent lyrics, pretty good lyrics.
Yeah, and they're usually produced by Stu, and it's like part of the whole King Gizzard thing. Nah, this is all Joey. Joey wrote this, Joey produced this, Joey performed this. As far as I can tell, this is just Joey.
Yeah, this is not a King Gizzard song.
This is a Joey song. And
it's also, how long?
Oh, it's about 20 seconds, if that.
I think it's 17 seconds or something like that. Yeah, it is short. It is a
feels
TV
like
theme song. We've recorded stings for the opening of this podcast that are longer than this song.
So true. It feels like it would be on the Chris Gethard show with like their house band, the 88, just playing it like full speed coming back from commercial break.
Yeah, it is a TV theme song. That's what it is. That's what it sounds like.
I would have
totally out of place on this record.
I would have devoured this as a child.
This 17-second little tune, you just play it on loop?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes, I would have devoured this one as a kid.
The childhood of Noel continues to baffle me.
That's okay. And we don't.
I
really
try not
need
to think about your childhood too much.
I also try not to think about my childhood too much. Hey, I actually learned about something this week that you might find interesting.
Oh God.
I'm gonna have to edit out some silence here, but give me just a second to pull up a search history thing.
This is one of the scariest moments of my life. It repeatedly, whenever Noel says, "I have something to show you," my heart sinks.
So have you ever heard of SDAM?
Sudden death and mutilation.
That would be way cooler. No, severely deficient autobiographical memory.
Oh.
Which is a rare condition that often accompanies aphantasia.
Interesting.
And is caused by PTSD.
Oh. So how are your therapy sessions going?
I haven't had a chance to bring this up in therapy because I just met with my therapist days before I found this article. And now I only have one meeting left with my therapist ever, and I have to use it to get a Gallup letter. So I'm not going to be discussing this with a therapist
Not until you find the next therapist. Okay.
And good luck with me finding a therapist with this schedule.
Yeah, seriously. That's challenging. Did you think that ABABCD was a good song?
My therapist did say that she's starting her own practice.
Right.
And may be able to take clients in as soon as a few months.
Oh, well, that would be nice.
So I might just be able to pick right back up.
That would be good. The schedule is still going to be challenging, but that would be really good.
But I already know that she's someone who is willing to accommodate my schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that would be really great. We like your therapist.
Yeah. So that was good. ABABCD, I'm giving that a thumbs up.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's a big thumbs up from me.
It is so out of place, and that's okay.
Sure.
It again, nothing.
Just
on
like
this
my
album
rant
is,
about sudden memory deficiency syndrome is out of place.
That is something that you could have easily told me off of this podcast.
Yeah, but it's better on the show.
It is. I'll give that to you. I don't know, like everything else on Oddments.
We get 1 hour every 2 weeks where we can talk to each other undistracted. Do you know how crucial it is that I use this hour to the maximum? I have to communicate with you everything important in my life in this hour because it's the only hour that we get that is truly distraction free. I say looking at an iPad and Genius.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm distracted right now. I'll be honest. Oh God, if that's what our marriage is like, if that's what it takes to get us to communicate with one another, maybe we both need therapy. No, it's true. We both need therapy. So this closes out side A.
Yeah, and now I would like to snap back to reality.
If this album, if we had this album on vinyl, this would be the end of side A. We'd flip over the record and we'd get Sleepwalker.
Ooh, Sleepwalker.
Will you be a Satanist with me?
Wait a second.
What?
Julian Baker. Get in touch with King Gizzard guys. See where that can go.
So
you play ripping guitar solos. They need ripping guitar solos. Let's go.
So you had not made that connection at all.
I had not made that connection, but it does sound like Satanist by Boy Genius.
It sounds like Satanist by Boy Genius. I am also so glad that I managed to pull that out in the falsetto. That was rough going for that first note, but it ended up settling. And you can hear where my voice normally goes.
I will say
I needed to stick it in that same register.
One of the most impressive things of working with musical theater students recently is watching them go from like big dramatic speaking to perfectly singing and hitting every note the first try as if it's nothing.
It's so impressive. And I've taken singing lessons and I've worked with very good singing instructors, and I mean, people who actually know what they're doing are so good.
Oh, they're terrifying.
They're so fucking good.
The problem is that they know they're better than us.
And they're right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so painful. All
yes,
I want is to be good. Please,
Sleepwalker,
somebody tell me I'm good.
Sleepwalker is this really dreamy, cool vibes song.
Yeah, it's ghostly instrumentation.
Right. It starts with a theremin, and then the theremin fades out, and we go to a flute, and then the flute fades out, and we go to like a dreamy synth, I think.
It's trying to be a fun love song. Everything is just so high up in the frequency spectrum. Everything is just very, very high and light and airy and ghostly and
almost sickly sweet. It's very sweet.
It's unpleasant.
I like it.
It is unpleasant to listen to.
I like it, and I'm glad that I like it because I know we're going to get it on our next record.
Oh, yeah, right, the live record.
Yeah, because this is one of the two songs on Live at Levitation that isn't from Mind Fuzz.
Yeah.
Sorry, Live at Levitation 14.
That's
I realize I need to specify.
Live at Levitation 16, which we will not be listening to yet. What did you think about when the audio started cutting out?
I thought that was really fucking annoying.
It was so annoying.
Like, I understand why they left it in. I understand it was a bold creative choice to like leave the glitches and the like stutter, but
oh God, I really wish they hadn't left that in.
Yeah.
It takes a song that's already so high that I found it grating to listen to because there is just everything was just so high.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're taking a song that I was kind of on edge about and you're adding more unpleasantness to listen to.
I will say this is the first song in their entire catalog that has made me grab my acoustic guitar and start playing it.
Really? Fascinating.
This is the first one that I've wanted to do a cover of.
Interesting.
Like in full.
This was by far my least favorite track on the album.
Oh, no.
It wasn't close. As much as you loved as much as you loved Work This Time, oh God, I could not stand Sleepwalker.
Oh.
I found it so unpleasant to listen to. Now, I will say, I don't think that that's inherently going to be true when they play it live.
Sure, because live is going to be very different.
Because my concerns with this are mostly based on how it was done in the studio and how it was presented to us on this record. Not really with the song itself, but so much just the way it was put together. And oh my God, I was really happy when this song ended. And every time that we heard this song, when I heard every time I heard this album after the first time, after we got through ABABCD, I kind of just had to grit my teeth knowing what was coming next.
Oh.
I did not like it because it was unpleasant to my ears. It started to give me a headache.
That's unfortunate.
It is. I don't like this song.
I should cover this for you so that you can hear it in a way that is more pleasing.
Maybe, or we'll just see what they do at Live at Levitation.
Or we'll just see what they do at Live at Levitation.
There's also one more
14.
interesting thing about this track, which is that it was originally intended for Willoughby's Beach. And you know what?
Which would have been weird, but I would have liked to have seen that.
I don't think it would have been that weird. I think it fit on Willoughby's Beach. Willoughby's Beach was also not very good. No, Willoughby's Beach was fine. It was a big step up over Anglesey. It just wasn't as good as the other stuff they can do, and that's probably a fair representation of what Sleepwalker is.
Yeah. I would like to ask you a question. Oh, I can't ask you a song.
You cannot ask me a song.
I would like to ask you a question at this point.
Sure.
How do you feel about Ambrose Kenny Smith?
I like Ambrose Kenny Smith.
Let's talk about Hot Wax.
Yeah.
It starts out right away with a really cool bass line.
Yeah. It's got a good bass line.
And it's got those little pulses of the harmonica.
Yeah, we've got distorted harmonica.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
like
just
that.
it's not just straight harmonica. It's a very distorted harmonica. I was happy that our vocal production was not that used on Sleepwalker anymore. We were back in the realm of human vocal tones.
But even then, Ambi does go up to that falsetto, and we do get some really nice falsetto on this song.
And that's fine because that nice falsetto, it was the low end of the sonic spectrum for Sleepwalker.
Sure.
Hot Wax was pretty good. It was.
Did you notice something on this song that I don't think we've seen before?
Tell me.
A proper fade out.
Yes. Yeah.
This is I think our first song that actually does a fade out.
Yeah. These guys are not big at fade outs, at least not at this part of their career. I will say
Which is crazy because you think some of those jams, it would just make the most sense to fade them out.
Absolutely. And I told y'all last show about the fuck up that my AirPods had when listening to Float Along, Fill Your Lungs that made everything start to fade out halfway through the song, and how excited I was that we finally got a fade out, and that turned out to not be real. So yeah, I am not upset about the concept of a fade out. It's something that they really just have not shown us was in their wheelhouse.
Yeah. Did you notice the Beach Boys reference?
I did, yeah. They reference Surfin' Safari from the first album of the Beach Boys, which was also called Surfin' Safari. It's a Mike Love song. It sounds like a Mike Love song. We do not stan Mike Love.
We do not stan Mike Love. I will hand it to Mike Love in one way, and that is to say he writes songs that are really fun for 12-year-old boys.
He writes songs that are decent for thematic use on roller coasters in Utah.
He writes songs for TV shows about lifeguards that are sexist and racist.
Well, it makes sense that Mike Love would write songs for sexists and racists.
Right, because Baywatch is all about surfing.
Mike Love, you're canceled.
Mike Love, you're canceled.
I think that's actually true.
No, it's definitely actually true. I would call this my least favorite song on the record.
Hot Wax, I think, was my least favorite Ambi song.
Except
for what we're about to get to.
Aluda Majaka exists, so this is not my least favorite song on the record.
Aluda Majaka doesn't upset me.
Aluda Majaka does nothing for me.
It doesn't
nothing.
It doesn't do anything for me, but it doesn't upset me the way it doesn't upset me the way that Sleepwalker does. That's why Sleepwalker is my least favorite song. Hot Wax is my least favorite Ambi song we've had so far.
I think that's true.
But it's fine. But we have one important thing to talk about that we have not talked about with Hot Wax. The music video.
Oh, before we get there, I want to talk about the reverb.
The reverb, yes. We should talk about the reverb.
There's a big rattling metallic sound on the record, and apparently that's just a spring reverb pedal that is being physically hit to make the springs go off.
Yeah, that seems like a throwback to all of the other times in the history of this band up to this point where Stu just starts hitting shit.
And like, I swear to God, I've never said the words spring reverb as much as I did before this show.
You said it plenty.
I've said it plenty, but not nearly as much as since we started this show.
No, especially not compared to Anglesey or Willoughby's Beach. Some of that really early stuff.
Yeah,
that was
those
spring
were
reverb.
Full of spring reverb.
But
spree rave. That's what I'm calling it. Spree rave.
But yeah, this one is just Stu just like physically assaulting a pedal.
Yeah, which I love. I love a good physical assault.
Noel, you're canceled.
But there is a video, and we should talk about the video.
So this is a cool video. I really, really liked this video.
This is their best video yet, and 100%. That's not a competition.
No, it's not. And honestly, there have been videos that I've enjoyed before.
Honestly, between this and Vegemite, I think we're at the point where we're going, oh, right, you're starting to put work into the videos and realize that the videos need to be their own art source as well.
And this video was really cool. So we had video of Stu and Ambi singing the song, but from the very first moments, what we see is that over top of this, they have animated frame by frame in After Effects 2D animation of the characters from the album art, like coming to life and doing shit. And then sometimes you also get like Stu's face melting. And there's like cool, like when they hit the snare drum, there's like pops that come off of it. And so we have like candles marching around like you get out of Fantasia.
It reminds me of the video for Paramore's Hard Times.
If you have not seen this video, you should see this video.
It's a delight.
And also, if you haven't seen the album artwork for Oddments, this album
artwork... not just the album artwork, but the unfolded trifold of the album artwork.
Yes, you should see the whole thing, and you should get it in close detail that you can really look at the details. Noelle actually has it set right now as the background for her desktop monitor.
And I've got an ultra-wide monitor so we can see all three panels.
And it is just so cool, and it's packed with so many little details. And, I mean, we've talked before about how great Jason Galea's artwork is.
Jason Galea might be a goat.
And
this dude is so good.
So cool. It's packed to the gills. I could see somebody, like, really wanting and kind of failing to get this as like a back piece on a tattoo, because there's just no way that you could capture all the vibrancy of it.
Oh, not even the detail.
Remotely. But I could see somebody who doesn't know enough about tattoos just really wanting this this entire artwork as a tattoo, because that's just the kind of thing that I think people like to do. But yeah, I mean, it's just so fucking awesome, and it works really well, 2D animation, and he worked really hard getting this to work clearly in After Effects. It makes the song so much better.
So I want to talk about the top YouTube comment on the video. Did you scroll down and see this?
I didn't. Please tell me.
The very top comment on the YouTube video is, Ambrose is such a babe.
So true, bestie.
The third comment is, I always thought the higher lyrics were sung by a woman until I saw this and realized it's Ambrose. He's a man full of surprises, LMAO.
Ambi, you can be full of surprises in other ways.
One more big surprise for us, Ambi. That's
just
all we're asking for.
All we want. Ambi, join us.
And if you don't give that to us, we'll be
crying.
So this next one's a Cookie song. It's called Crying. It's pretty simple. It's very simple arpeggio bass on the guitar. It's kind of dreamy.
He wrote it when he was 16.
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, Cookie wrote this song when he was 16 years old. It's honestly one of the better songs on the record, in my opinion.
Which is wild, because I heard a version of it from 2009, and it is basically identical. No real details have been changed.
No, it's a simple song. And I saw some comparisons between Crying and Lou Reed and Velvet Underground, which I thought was interesting because the first time I heard it, I thought, hey, this is kind of Lou Reed.
I wouldn't know. I've never really listened to Lou Reed, and what I have heard, I haven't liked his voice.
Yeah, he's off-putting to some people. I know that you don't like him. I know other people that don't like him. I like Lou Reed.
Yeah.
And I think that he captured a certain kind, Cookie here captured a certain kind of
Lou Reedism.
Lou Reedy storytelling song.
Yeah.
But it's simple. It's not exciting. But it's good. And it leads pretty directly into the next song, which is Pipe Dream,
which is only a minute long.
Only a minute long. It really does not feel like they are separate tracks in any way, shape, or form. Pipe Dream is also a Cookie track.
Pipe Dream is just an outro for Crying.
It's got a high-pitched whine that somehow doesn't bother me as much as everything high-pitched in Sleepwalker did. And the name of the song is an allusion to Cookie's current band, Pipe Eye.
But I'll say about Pipe Dream, I have never listened to the album and noticed that Pipe Dream was playing.
No, because Pipe Dream is just the outro to Crying.
It's just the outro to Crying. And by the time that I realize that Pipe Dream is happening, it's already time for Homeless Man and Adidas.
I do have one more thing that I think is important to say about Crying and probably also Pipe Dream, which is that our drums on Crying are not being played by calves.
Who are they being played by?
They're being played by a guy named Monty Hartnett of the band Revolver and Son. Revolver and Son.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Revolver and Son, isn't that the band that originally did the song?
That's right. Revolver and Son was Cookie's original band. Stu was also in that band. And so they were the originators of Crying, and Monty Hartnett returns to track the drums on the Oddments version of Crying.
So this is them Streetlight Manifestoing their Catch-22.
If you say so, babe. I believe you. I do not get the reference, but I believe you.
So Streetlight Manifesto, their very first album, was a full cover of an album by Catch-22.
Okay.
Catch-22, having only put out that one album, with all of the same members as Streetlight Manifesto.
What? Why?
Because their label were dicks to them.
Okay.
And after they put out the first record, the label gave them some guff over something or another, and they were like, hey, fuck you, we don't want to work with you anymore.
So they started a new band with all the same members and
re-recorded the entire album.
So they Taylor's versioned it.
They Taylor's versioned it as a new band with a new label.
And like for the same reason that Taylor's version did the thing, which is to screw over the record label.
That's why
which is always correct. You always want to screw over the record label.
You never sign over the copyright to your songs, only the masters.
That's right. Yeah, so Monty Hartnett becomes one of the few non-Gizzard artists to play on a Gizzard studio album.
Yeah, an NGA.
Non-Gizzard artist. Okay, it took me a second to figure that one out. Noelle is so proud of this bit. Noelle is so proud of this bit.
It just makes me happy.
It makes you happy to initialize things.
It makes me happy to initialize things. So I think we should move on to HMA.
Homeless Man in Adidas.
So
Noelle's giving me the biggest stink eye right now.
As a kid, before I knew about the brand Adidas, I was aware of the word Adidas because of the band Korn.
Oh, God, I hate Korn.
And do you know what it means in the Korn song?
No, because I don't listen to Korn. And if I did listen to Korn, I still wouldn't know what they're singing about.
All day I dream about sex. So I knew what Adidas was before I knew what Adidas was. And it was really weird to me that anybody would name their clothing brand that.
Yeah. Korn did not come first.
I am aware of that at this point in my life. Yes.
So I think we've mentioned before that I'm not a big metalhead. I do not care for metal.
No.
I do not enjoy metal.
No.
Perhaps some of this is explained by the fact that my first introduction to metal music of any kind was when I was in, I think it was high school, and a friend of mine was really into Korn.
Oh, no.
That did not set me on the path to liking metal music.
Korn is not a good gateway drug.
And that was my gateway.
That is not a good gateway drug at all.
So now you might have some better context for why I can't stand metal. Because he tried to get me to like metal through Korn.
Yeah. On Homeless Man and Adidas, we get to some calm acoustic guitar finger picking. There's like a filter on Stu's voice, making it some more, I don't know. I decided to describe it as being distant and fluid sounding.
Yeah, they were trying to make quiet music.
Yeah, in the liner notes, they said it was an attempt to write quiet music, and I guess they were successful.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like a Simon and Garfunkel or a Crosby, Stills and Nash kind of song.
Yeah.
And I think that it was successful. It hit that sound. It's nothing like anything else I've heard from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
I really
It's
like
nice.
that.
It's got good flute.
I really like all the ambient rain sounds in it. Like those make me really happy.
Yeah. No, it's a good track. I mean, again, like everything else, it's an oddment.
It is.
It doesn't fit, and I guess that's okay.
So here's my question.
Yes.
When
Here's
the
my answer.
protagonist of the song,
The Homeless Man in Adidas.
the homeless man in Adidas, when he says, "I'm not lonely," do we believe him?
No.
Okay.
Although Homeless Man in Adidas, that those words are never sung in the song.
Right.
So I don't actually know if Australians pronounce it Adidas, like is correct, or Adidas, like the Brits do, which is wrong.
Wait, the Brits say Adidas? Is
Yeah.
that why you've been doing that?
That's why I've been doing that.
Ugh.
And more recently, the only times I hear the name Adidas is when I'm watching British soccer. But then they all say Adidas, and it's ridiculous. I don't like it. So I don't actually know what Australians say. But since Noelle never took the bait and asked me why I was saying it that way, I felt like I had to explain it.
Of course. I wasn't going to take the bait. I just assumed that you were saying it wrong for a reason.
Yeah, and I need to
I
tell
didn't
you the
care
reason.
what the reason was.
Yeah, and you didn't care what the reason was.
No.
We're not making a podcast so we can talk to one another.
No, we're making a podcast so we can each say our thing,
That's right.
not to listen. This is like acting. The first rule of acting.
Oh, God, I know this. I know what you're referencing, and I cannot remember what she said. Noelle is referencing an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Where Sweet D has an acting class and expresses to them that the first rule of acting is not listening.
It's not
but
reacting.
It's not reacting. It's acting more.
Yes, and you need to be louder than everybody else.
Yeah.
And
Because how else will people know that you're acting?
Right. Really funny episode.
Watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Nobody from that will ever be canceled. There's no way that show is in any way ever going to be canceled.
There's no way
It
that
is
it's ever been
unproblematic.
problematic. It's no way going to be problematic. It doesn't have a major character called Tranny or anything.
Right. The first episode is not about racism.
It got better.
It got better.
And as it turns out, the character Carmen is one of the better examples of a cis person playing a trans person I've ever seen on television.
Which is a low fucking bar.
Yeah. I still love It's Always Sunny.
So, Homeless Man and Adidas. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I like it, but that's mostly just because I like Simon and Garfunkel, and I like Crosby, Stills and Nash, and I like this song. And if some of their later acoustic music sounds like this, I'm not going to be upset. But
Sure.
right now, it doesn't sound like King Gizzard.
And it abruptly ends with this like chord that doesn't belong there. It ends with a chord that is completely out of key.
Yeah, weird.
Which is weird, fine. It makes sense as the final song on the record. Like, sure, that's one way to end a record. Unfortunately,
It's not the end of the record.
it's not the end of the record because we still do get Oddments, the title track.
You mean the theme song of the record?
Fuck. So you're telling me
Aluda Majaka is not the theme song to the record. Aluda Majaka might be quintessentially Oddments. But Oddments is Oddments.
Oddments is Oddments. It's the theme song for the album. It sure feels weird coming right after Homeless Man and Adidas.
Yeah, we're no longer doing quiet music.
Because this is a big punk ripper. Like, it's 30 seconds of, here's our song, get all of the song into this 30 seconds, go.
Yeah, it's just under 30 seconds, and it serves entirely just to say, yeah, we just released a bunch of songs that don't mean anything and don't relate to one another, even in the slightest.
Do you mind if I read the full lyrics?
Go ahead.
The full lyrics in full for this 30-second song. Oddments. There is nothing to care, 'cause it's all that I will ever do. Oddments. ODDMENTS.
You know what? I've got something I can think is my overall takeaway on this record.
I would love to hear your overall takeaway.
And it comes from my least favorite song on the record, from Sleepwalker. Sleepwalker, there's a lyric that says, if you're thinking, then you're thinking too hard.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what this album is. This album is an album that defies you to make a podcast about it. This album says, why are you trying to pretend that we have anything to say?
Yeah.
There's nothing cohesive. We are just musicians making music. And
which is wild because they eventually become a band with something to say.
And before this, they were a band with something to say.
Right.
So this is just the tracks where turns out they didn't. I wouldn't say that as I listened to it more, it became more enjoyable as an album, but I will say that the songs became more enjoyable. The percussion on some of the early tracks is pretty good. Cavs knows how to play drums.
Yeah.
Overall, you know what you said about 30 past 7 last time?
Yeah.
That it didn't really stick with you?
Yeah.
I think for the most part, most of these tracks are 30 past 7s.
I would disagree with that. Most of these tracks, in my mind, are bangers. They just don't make sense together at all.
I think that maybe a third of them are solid bangers. They all feel like if they were on Willoughby's Beach, if they were on Anglesey, I would have been like, oh, I'm really interested to see what they do when they take this kind of sound and iterate on it and make it better and make it a little bit more polished in studio. I would be really interested in seeing what the band could do with these different kinds of sounds. But on their own, it feels like early, unpolished. We're going to slap this together because we have a record deadline to meet with our label and we're busy touring. And as it turns out, that's what it was. They put together songs that they had already kind of played around with in order to fill a release date for the studio. And
they were on Flightless at this point, so this might be Flightless's fault.
Yeah. It's kind of what it was.
So let's talk about next week.
Well, no, tell me about what you've been listening to this week.
What have I been listening to this week? Well, this week I've been at work a lot this week, so I haven't been listening to like albums a lot, but I've been listening to a lot of playlists.
Let's be honest, you've been listening to a lot of Linkin Park.
I've been listening to a lot of Linkin Park.
You're always listening to a lot of Linkin Park.
I'm always listening to a lot of Linkin Park. That is maybe my biggest guilty pleasure band.
You've been listening to a lot of Christmas music.
I would say, yeah, if I'm going to recommend one album that I've been listening to this week the most, it would be Sufjan Stevens' album Silver and Gold, which was his Christmas music that came out around the same time as his album The Age of Odds. The Age of Odds marking his switch from doing folk music into doing weird synthy electronic music. And so this is a really cool, like 55-song Christmas record that blends acousticness and electronicness together in a really, really cool way. There's a version of It Came Upon a Midnight Clear that's just this really big, like, fucked up synth that is gorgeous. There's a version of Angels We Have Heard on High that talks about how the shepherds were scared because they saw a flying saucer. There's a song called Christmas Unicorn that is about it's a 15-minute long track about the idea of, okay, so Christmas is about this time of like giving and keeping a day holy and being like sacred and like really observing this thing that means peace on earth. And so we celebrate it with all of this big consumption. And it's a song that's struggling and wrestling with the idea that we have these two different versions of Christmas that are butting heads with each other. And he claims in the song that he is the Christmas unicorn, the one person who's figured out how to survive both at the same time.
You're saying he's a Jesus figure?
That's not what I'm saying, but I guess that's a valid read. Anyway, I just wrote about a song from this record for Swim Into the Sound founder Taylor. What's Taylor's last name?
How would I know?
I don't know Taylor's last name. Anyway, my editor from Swim Into the Sound has a project about Sufjan Christmas music that I am writing for. And I just did Sufjan's version of Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, where he takes the song and transforms it into a minor key and adds ethereal vocals to the background and just makes it this big doom song about a blizzard. Really fun.
Would you like to tell people what Swim Into the Sound is?
Swim Into the Sound is a music blog. I write reviews for them. And I write I join in on their annual roundups and their best of lists.
They're listicles.
They're listicles and their full album reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you been listening to?
So the music I want to call out this show.
Yeah, call them out. Let's go.
No, I'm not canceling anybody today, other than the many people I've already canceled during the course of this podcast. Stu, you, Mike Love, the entire cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. No, the music I want to call out today, I know that everybody else knows about them, but Apple Music finally showed me the band Swans, the experimental.
I don't know Swans.
But you knew about them. You've
heard of
their
them.
name, and I had not. This is an American experimental rock band that was actually formed way back in 1981 by singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist Michael Gira, and he did a bunch of experimental music as Swans for a while, disbanded the group when he got kind of tired of it, and then reformed it when he decided he was kind of tired of the project he had been doing for 20 years in the middle. And so I listened to their 2014 album, To Be Kind, and then I listened to their 2025 album, Birthing, and I fucking loved it. I dug it. It was so cool. The reason that I particularly want to bring up this music, though, in addition to it just being cool, experimental, a little bit heavier than my normal go-to, but in a way that I liked, kind of all sorts of things, kind of an evolution on no wave.
Okay.
Certainly like a post-no wave kind of vibe.
I don't think I know what no wave is.
No wave was a reaction against new wave.
Okay, I could have maybe surmised that much. What sets it apart?
While new wave was trying to take some of the aspects of like punk music and hard rock music and then go real commercial with it, no wave said, no, let's keep experimenting and pushing the boundary and being what is less radio friendly.
Okay. I like that.
And so I took some mushrooms earlier this week when Noelle was at work, and unfortunately I had a bad trip. Just from the get-go, I was in a bad headspace. I was concerned about all sorts of things, really stressed, and it was a mistake. I spent a bunch of hours real unhappy. And I was listening to Birthing, this 2025 album from Swans, for a good chunk of that. And alternately, it would really help me in getting through this bad trip. And also at other times, make that bad trip so much worse.
Oh, no.
Which is perfect music. Just absolutely perfect music. 10 out of 10. No notes. Don't listen to it during a bad trip, but absolutely listen to it.
That's a long record.
Yeah, these are both 2-hour long records. And I'll tell you what, that time does not fly when you're tripping, when you're having a bad trip in particular. And normally I love this kind of really experimental kind of let's just make music that sounds interesting and cool. And we're going to go on with it and do what we want to do with it. And I still love it and I recommend it. Make sure you're in a good headspace if you're going to listen to it while tripping.
Yeah.
All right. Next show.
Next show, we are covering Live at Levitation 14. It's our first live record.
So excited for this.
Yeah, I'm pretty jazzed for this. This was recorded on May 2nd, 2014 in Austin, Texas. It was their first live show in the US, I believe.
It was their first live show in the United States. They had like less than 200 people there.
Yeah, and so it's this weird, like, almost errata record where it's here's your true origin story as far as bringing it to the global audience.
And what also is interesting about it is that most of the album is tracks from I'm in Your Mind Fuzz, which had not only not been released yet, but had not been recorded yet.
Correct. They went to New York shortly after the song to record it in Brooklyn.
So I am expecting when we hear I'm in Your Mind Fuzz for the show after this one, or after this next one, it's going to be probably, I'm guessing, a little different than the versions of the Mind Fuzz songs that we're getting at Levitation.
I'm really excited to see how these songs evolve between live and studio.
And we're going to get that one right after the
Especially
one right after the other. So I'm excited to see, our first live records, our first introduction to the Gizverse. Oddments really does seem to be wrapping up the early stage of King Gizzard's career. We have officially exited early Giz, and now we're getting into Giz.
proper Giz.
Proper Giz.
Real Giz.
Mainline Giz.
No apologies, Giz.
Giz that people know.
I'm out.
Yeah, I don't have any more. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm pumped.
I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be a good episode, and we will see you, lovely people, in 2 weeks.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, really? We record Christmas Eve?
No, we release on Christmas
We
Eve.
release Christmas Eve. Oh.
We'll make it a special episode for y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Have a great one.
Bye, y'all.
Last minute note. After listening to Live at Levitation 14, we've decided to just loop in I'm in Your Mind Fuzz as well for next week. There's so much overlap between the two records, and we want to be able to really dive into the new songs we've been handed. So we're doing an experiment and listening to both Live at Levitation 14 and I'm in Your Mind Fuzz in one episode. Thanks for listening. Join in next time.